America's duty to make sure that communism doesn't spread and those countries don't start falling like dominoes to communism?
I mean, it seems like it's everyone's job to stop it from spreading.
Right, right. And also another point is that America even felt justified to going to war halfway around the world. So not just if communism reached America would they go to war, but as we'll see later on in the unit, we go to war in Vietnam, we go to war in Korea, and there's another one I can't remember. Okay, so we're going to look at this. Oh, okay.
What are we looking at?
We're going to watch this video really quick.
Control C.
Thank you. No, it's
Did you
not going to
Control
let
C?
me. See what I did?
Okay, and that's copy.
In any disaster, your livestock needs protection too. In case of nuclear attack, radiation is as dangerous to animals as it is to people. A good animal shelter is a two-story basement-type barn with a hay-filled loft. You can get better protection by piling hay along the sides of the building. This gives more shielding, and shielding cuts the radiation danger. There are many more farm facilities that can be adapted to serve as some kinds of shelter. For detailed information, get your free copy of Your Livestock Can Survive Fallout. In an emergency, shelter your livestock, then...
Alright, so that video was old and kind of weird with marionette dolls, but what was its main point? What was it trying to say?
It's teaching you how to prepare for, like, if there's a nuclear bomb that blew up, like the fallout that could hurt you, how to protect yourself.
Right. So think back to really quick of the picture that I showed before of what Hiroshima looked like after the atomic bomb. Do you think that stacking hay against the barn wall would help your livestock survive an atomic bomb?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
What? Wait, why?
Because all those buildings in that picture were destroyed.
Yeah.
So like if it was supposed to protect like with hay, and when some of those buildings had been like a barrier for the other buildings, maybe they were farther away, but all of them were just
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah. And so what I kind of gathered from that video is that was put out by the government to try and help people prepare. And I think that it just shows how scared America was and how real the threat was. They were going to try anything. They didn't really know that much about the atomic bomb or maybe about what was going on outside the country, the normal person, but they were really scared of this threat that they felt was really real. So, in the interest of time, so we would finish going over the rest of these propaganda posters and talking about them in their context. And then we go over how the USSR sphere of influence is growing between their satellite nations and then of course other communist states as well. We talk about Germany and its division and how East Germany fared, which was communism, versus West Germany, and how their different economies ended up unfolding with their different policies. And then we would end with McCarthyism, so tying it back to America's reaction. So we would read this together and analyze it, and then I have other primary documents, and we'd split up the class, and in everyone's groups they would have the primary documents, they would read it as a small group, and then answer these questions. So in the first primary document, they would answer the question of what evidence did McCarthy have against those he accused. And then in the second document, we would answer the question, how did President Eisenhower respond to McCarthy? And then for homework, or if they got these done quickly, there's another document of how they, there's another document of how McCarthy ended up getting overturned and how he ended up losing in the trial. And so for homework, I would let everyone choose what they wanted to do. They could simply read the documents and write a paragraph about what they learned. They could write just like a 3/4 page script of maybe some of the verbiage that would have played out in the trial. Or they can draw their own propaganda poster of something that McCarthy would promote. So probably something that saying that like the United States government was corrupt with